I know some who are constantly drunk on books as other men are drunk on whiskey. The older I grow, the more I distrust the familiar doctrine that age brings wisdom. Every normal man must be tempted, at times, to spit on his hands, hoist the black flag, and begin slitting throats. An idealist is one who, on noticing that a rose smells better than a cabbage, concludes that it makes a better soup. Life is a constant oscillation between the sharp horns of dilemmas. Temptation is a woman's weapon and man's excuse. Wealth, any income that is at least $100 more a year than the income of one's wife's sister's husband. On one issue, at least, men and women agree, they both distrust women. Conscience is the inner voice that warns us somebody may be looking. We must respect the other fellow's religion, but only in the sense and to the extent that we respect his theory that his wife is beautiful and his children smart. A good politician is quite as unthinkable as an honest burglar. The best teacher is not the one who knows most but the one who is most capable of reducing knowledge to that simple compound of the obvious and wonderful. Truth would quickly cease to be stranger than fiction, once we got as used to it. Happiness is the china shop, love is the bull. I am suspicious of all the things that the average people believes. Explanations exist, they have existed for all time, there is always a well-known solution to every human problem, neat, plausible, and wrong. You can't do anything about the length of your life, but you can do something about its width and depth. Democracy is the theory that the common people know what they want and deserve to get it good and hard. The men the American people admire most extravagantly are the most daring liars, the men they detest most violently are those who try to tell them the truth. The kind of man who wants the government to adopt and enforce his ideas is always the kind of man whose ideas are idiotic. A philosopher is a blind man in a dark room looking for a black cat that isn't there. A theologian is the man who finds it. When somebody says it's not about the money, it's about the money. Faith may be defined briefly as an illogical belief in the occurrence of the improbable. The urge to save humanity is almost always only a false face for the urge to rule it. Democracy is the art and science of running the circus from the monkey cage. No matter how happily a woman may be married, it always pleases her to discover that there is a nice man who wishes that she were not. Love is like war, easy to begin but very hard to stop. Marriage is a wonderful institution, but who would want to live in an institution? All men are frauds. The only difference between them is that some admit it. I myself deny it. The central belief of every moron is that he is the victim of a mysterious conspiracy against his common rights and true deserts. The basic fact about human existence is not that it is a tragedy, but that it is a bore. It is not so much a war as an endless standing in line. Love is the delusion that one woman differs from another.